is from 2016, and as you like, I'm also 2019 pass out from computer science department. So guys, this is our ninth webinar for the game developer. So we have started the journey from the data scientist. We have taken the webinar on the data science. After that, machine learning, big data, SEO, ethical hacking. After that, we have taken the penetration tester, cyber security. We have taken we have covered the most of the webinar. Also, it will be continue end of the year. Our next webinar will be all about the AWS, Amazon Web Service. So guys, let's start this session. Is it visible my screen agenda? Anil, anyone? Anyone guys, can you confirm? Is it visible? Yes, thanks Anil.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks. So guys, in between session, if you have any question, just feel free to drop a text in the chat box. Don't unmute yourself because it will create echoing sound. Okay. So guys, in this webinar, we will learn about the game development. What is the basics of game development? After that, we will look into version control. Version control is just a repository where you can upload the code, store the code, where you can commit the code. After that, we will look into data structure and algorithm, about their concept and all of the stuffs. After that, we will now this game development, such like full stack development, categorized into two parts, that is the front end development and back end development. Just like this game development categorized into two parts, like is the client side development and server side development. So we will look into the first client side game engine. After that, as you know, for starting for development of any application, you need a specific programming language. Just like for game development, you also need one. We will look into the particular programming language. After that, we have application program interface. Okay. After that, we have some game artificial intelligence from the client side perspective. After that, we have some rules and regulation for the server side development. For this, we can say game protocol. Now this game can be communicate, also can be synchronized with your PDA, with your laptop, with your desktop. Okay, for this, we have some socket programming. Okay, socket programming is also useful for the live chat and live communication. You might know, if you are familiar with the PUBG, then you can in real time you can play the chat with your friend. Such like this is all because of the socket programming. After that, as we know, for any application, database is a DNA. Without any database or any storage, you cannot build any application. For this, we have game database. And after that, game cloud. As you know, cloud is an entity which is present on remote location. For this, we have game cloud to hosting the database and hosting database on the particular remote location. For this in game cloud. After that, we have container. After that, we have testing. Testing is, as you know, testing until you don't have the knowledge of the testing, you can't deliver the product to our end user, as we can say to the customer. For this, we have game testing. Okay. So guys, before starting the technical session, just we will look into the some coronavirus crisis impact. So guys, is it visible my screen, Anil? Just drop a text in chat box. No need to unmute yourself. Anil, is it visible my screen? Yeah, thanks, Anil. So guys, as you know, sorry. So guys, as you know, this coronavirus crisis is going around the world, and you might know, if you got the free time, then check the LinkedIn and check the other job portal. Okay, here you will get the most of the feeds and news feed about job firing. Okay, and most of the guys are the fired from the job, even they are having the experience of 10 to 8 year, 8 to 10 year, 12 to 10 to 12 year. Even most of the experience and from the well reputed company, they are fired. Okay, just because of the this coronavirus crisis. This coronavirus it has been affect both industry, this product based industry as well as the service based industry. Okay, so the service based industry, meanwhile, this Accenture, Cognizant, these are the service based industry. I am telling you the just quick difference between. Okay, Anil. Expect Anil, am I audible properly? For others, anyone can confirm? Yes. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Pratiksha. Thanks. Anil, please check your internet connection. Okay, might be there is an issue from your end. Okay. So guys, as you know, this coronavirus is it has been impact on the both industry, that is as well as this product based industry and service based industry. I am telling you just a quick difference between what is the service based industry and product based industry. See guys, service based industry meanwhile in company, it could be your aeronautic company, it could be your chemical company, it could be your IT industry, it could be your telecom industry, it could be your any industry. So in any industry, the company has been divided into two sectors. First one is service based industry. After that, product based industry. The service based industry meanwhile a company who is able to provide some services, non physical product, it is known as a service based company. Concentrate on the term, not a physical product. Okay, these are the service based company. Service based company meanwhile development of software, cloud platform, development of hosting, development of domains, development of some VPS server. These all things are comes under the service based industry. Like the most of the example like as a Cognizant, Accenture, IBM, after that ESCL, Capgemini. These are the service based company. And product based industry meanwhile, the product based industry meanwhile those company who is generate some physical products. Physical product meanwhile we can see this product, we can handle this product. Okay, we can observe this product. Such like as some mobile, PDA, laptop. These are the product based company. Okay, some Samsung, Apple, Micromax, and some Ford, Hyundai, Maruti. These all comes under the this product based company. So this coronavirus impacted on the both sector as well as this service based as well as this product based. So now this as we know the person who is having the experience of 3 to 4 year, 4 to 5 year or 5 to 10 year, still they are getting fired from the company. Now you can imagine what will be the situation of the fresher. Okay, don't worry, still you can get the job, but now the scenario has been changed. What was the scenario earlier before? The scenario was in any company they were hiring for the mega recruitment. Okay, meanwhile in this scenario they were hiring for the just a normal candidate who is having 60% or the average percent. Okay, it doesn't matter they are skillful or meanwhile you can see the average candidate. Okay, now after hiring the candidate in the company, so okay, so they were able to provide a particular training to them. Okay, so now this total scenario has been changed because as we know this COVID-19 has a highly impact on this both industry, service based and product based. Okay, now it don't get misunderstanding that is this coronavirus only impacted on the IT industry. No, it has been impacted on the all over the industry. It could be your aeronautic, it could be your chemical, it could be your telecom, any over the company. Simple knowledge, guys. If the company hasn't sell his product or if he didn't purchase any product from the company, so how will get the these shares to company? So this is the simple logic. So you might get afraid. So how can I get a job in this coronavirus crisis? So yeah, simple logic for this, for getting a well-paid job or getting a place in well-paid industry, reputable industry, you must have some 4 fundamental. First one is technical knowledge. As we know, technical knowledge is the backbone for your career. Until and unless you don't have technical skill, then you cannot boost your career. Okay. As we know, in any industry, you might know if you are looking into IT industry, so there will be a different load. Like as someone could be a front-end developer, another person would be back-end developer. After that, third person would be tester. After that, another person would be system administrator. So such like various roles are given in the industry after the training, or if they are already having experience, if they are already having skill, then at onboarding time they will get a particular role. Okay, so these all comes under technical skill. As you and just telling an example, if there is a 2 person in company, like as a first A person is having front end developer skill, and after that front end developer designation, and after B person having the back end development designation. Okay, so these both person having the different skill, different designation, different salary package. These both person having the different roles and responsibility. These both person having the different packages, different space scale, different we can say different learning platform. Such like this game development having the different for becoming a game developer, you must have some different knowledge of different programming language. You must have knowledge about the different API, different cloud. Okay, so these are things all come under technical skill. After that, soft skill. So getting a place place in a reputable company, technical skill is not enough. You must you also along with the technical skill, you must have the knowledge about the soft skill. As you know, guys, in you might know most of the guys are here 2020 batches. Now your hiring will be started, and your second or third interview round, it will be your HR round. HR meanwhile human resource round. So these are the filtration round. For this round has scheduled for only for checking your communication skill. Okay, if you don't have proper communication skill, then you cannot move forward. Okay, so because in company people are coming from different location, different origin, different platform, then you must have idea about how to communicate with the people, how to manage the surrounding with the different culture of people. So you must have some tactics, you must have some specific hacks to how to communicate with each other. This all comes under the soft skill. Now once you got the technical skill and once you got the soft skill, then you have to represent these both skill on the particular single page of paper. For this in standard word we can say resume. Okay, because see guys, after the end of the session we will also I have created one slide for how to build a proper resume. Here we will I shall talk we will look into some ATS, application tracker system, because as we know, even you are applying for the thousands of job and hundreds of job, you are not getting response. Why you are not getting response? We will look into particular slide. So now once you have the proper resume, once you have proper soft skill, and once you have proper technical skill, then you must have knowledge about the updates. So updates, in order you must know, in case you are a game developer. Okay, now in case you got the particular all the skill of game developer, now you must know which company is hiring for the game developer. Okay, which company is recruiting for the game developer, and which company is hiring high package for the game developer. Such like a skills are comes under the updates. Okay, for this we have job.cybertex.in, where you are getting here I am posting daily job updates which are currently going in the industry, where such like there are multiple sites are available for the cybertex, like as advisor, lifestyle. So this is the here this things also comes under the updates part. So guys, to survive in this coronavirus crisis, first of all you must have technical skill, after that soft skill, after that you must have proper well defined resume where you can represent all the technical skill and soft skill. After that you must have knowledge about you must have alerts about the daily updates, which company is recruiting for the game developer. Okay, if you don't know which company is recruiting for the game developer, and if you didn't apply for the game developer, you will not getting a response from the any industry. So you must have knowledge about the updates. So guys, let's get started. So just checking who is okay. So game is it visible my screen, anyone?
It's visible.
Yeah, thanks Vartak. So guys, as we know, for the full stack developer, it categorizes into front end developer part, back end development part, and deployment and operation. Just like this game development is categorized into two parts. First one is a client side development, after that server side development. As we know, for deploying the for development of any application, we need a particular kind of database. Without, as we know, database is the backbone of any application. Without database, we cannot build any application. Okay, we cannot build any dynamic application. Without database, we can build a static application, but we cannot build some dynamic application, because this game things are comes from the database. We need some particular some hybrid database. For this, we have server and front end part. Meanwhile, those part is visible to user, which is known as a client part. So game development is categorized into both part, client side development and server side development. In case guys if you want to move into client side development, then you for client side development it has particular skill, and for server side development it has the particular kind of skill difference, and both path having different set of skill, but there are some skills common in the both field. First of all, Git, meanwhile version control system. As you know guys, if in case you if you have been hired by any particular company like some Nvidia and like some PUBG game company, okay, and now you are working in a team, okay, working in a team, and you got a one particular project. Okay, now in case you got any emergency and you want to hand over this project to other team, and now you cannot send the overall code to them because it's not possible, and it's against to your terms and condition of the company. For this we have version control system. Meanwhile, you don't need to forward any code via mail, via SMS, via any third party gateway. Version control system, meanwhile, where you can upload your code, where you can commit your code, where you can modify your code without affecting the existing code. This is the features of the version control system, and it takes 2 days or 3 days to learn about the mastering version control system. After that, terminal uses. As you know guys, developer meanwhile the mastermind for this, and this Windows is designed for the kids, not for developer, and this for this developer, for being as a developer, you must know knowledge about the some open source operating system like as a Linux, Kali Linux, Backtrack, Fedora, Ubuntu, BSD, Berkeley software distribution, Parrot OS, such like open source operating system. So we will deep dive into what is open source and what is the paid operating system. After that, data structure algorithm. As you know guys, for before starting any programming language, you must know knowledge about data structure, some stacks, some queue, some hash, some tree and graph. We will look into data structure. After that, GitHub, as we have seen, Git version control system, both are similar. After that, we have some license, design pattern and communication skill. Okay, we will deep dive into in client and server section. Just a second guys. Is it visible? Can I? Anyone guys? Can you confirm? Yeah, thanks Anil.
Yeah, it's visible.
Yeah. So guys, so now how would you feel if you could change your reality to create a whole new one? Now this a reality which may be based on the space with the asteroid attacking on spaceship, or it may be a reality based on the ocean where you try to fight the pirates, and well, the creating a new reality is not possible in the real world, but it is definitely possible in the world of game development. And as we know, this game development is an emerging career. As we know, this PUBG and this Call of Duty, these are the they are earning lakhs and billions and millions from the single game. That's why I am saying this is the emerging careers for your emerging domain for your career. Okay, and as we know, creating a new reality is not possible in the real world, the world we are living in, but it is definitely possible in the game development. And as we know, and the popularity of game development is only increasing day by day. Okay, and this is the because of the video games are becoming more popular, and people now not only want to only participate to this world, but also they want to create this game. Okay, so if you want to know how to get started with the game development, so this is the webinar. So you are at the right place. This webinar is perfect for you. Here I will tell you all the basics of the game development. Also I will provide all the various resources that will take you further on your journey. So guys, as we know, so game development, simply speaking, the game development is overall process of creating a video game. Meanwhile, a game visible to us, and this, if it if you are thinking that game development or video game making is easy as a playing one, well, it's not. There are many components used while creating a game, such like story, character, audio, art, lighting, etc., etc. So that eventually merged all together all the things like as a story, character, audio, art, lighting, and together merging all the things, it will helps to create a whole new world which is called a video game. Okay, so guys, there are some particular as we have seen video game development categorized into particular skills, particular domain like as client side development and server side development. So if you having the particular skill about the client side and development and the server side development, so it will be if you have knowledge about the some client side development and server side development, so you can easily become a game developer. So guys, intention of this webinar is all why this we have scheduled this webinar. This is because of you will get some exact idea, because if someone, another senior, another teacher who is coming to you, comes to you and he is telling this game development is an emerging career, learn the C and learn the C++, learn the Python. Okay, this Python is useful for the game development. If you have started learning the Python, and if you are now master in Python, but if you don't know where Python is used, where C is used, where C++ is used, where Java is used, where HTML file is used, then you will not getting anything from your knowledge. If you don't have proper knowledge, if you don't have proper where I can utilize this knowledge in my career, then you will get nothing. So this is what we have scheduled this session, so that you can get a complete idea. If you have started learning the C, then where it will be used, and if in case I have started learning Java from today, so is it beneficial for me future, and what will be the salary into 2025 for the Java developer. So I started learning the Java, or should I started learning the Python? Just like the total concept, it will be clear in this session. So that's why we have scheduled this session. So let's start it with the client part. So guys, here you can see the legend. So yellow part means personal recommendation. Here you have to learn all those things. Okay. After that, here you can see light blue. Here possibility. Meanwhile, it is not necessary, but if you have the if you learn these things, then it will be beneficial for you. Meanwhile, it comes under the preferred. After that, here light red, pick one, pick any. Meanwhile, here you can these are the optional part. You can pick the any skill from which. So let's start with the basic part. So before starting the game development, this is the front end part, guys. So before starting you can standalone, you can become the client side game developer, or you can become the server side game developer. It depends upon you. Okay, or you can so if you want to get some high salary package and well reputable company, then for this you must have dedicated on the both side development, for like some client side development and as well as server side development. You have to learn all the things for becoming the full stack game development. So guys, so before starting the client side development, you must have knowledge about the basic, because as you know guys, everything is started from the fundamental part, meanwhile basic part. Okay, first of all you must have knowledge about the game mathematics. These are the game mathematics, guys. So as you know, mathematics, well, I am not good in mathematics. So before, as you know, for the machine learning, okay, for the machine learning and for the data science, you must have strong knowledge of the game mathematics. So such like for the game development, you must have knowledge about the mathematics. Well, in the game development, you must have some analytic skill, and you must have some visualization power. Okay, until you can't imagine or you can't visualize anything, then you cannot build a game. Okay, first of all you must have the visualization power. Okay, once you have the visualization power from your in case if you have the God gift for your virtualization power, then you can easily move the further. Until and unless you don't have the visualization power, don't have the analytic power, you cannot move the forward. So guys, first of all you must have the clear the basic fundamental of the game mathematics, like some linear algebra, calculus, discrete mathematics, engineering mathematics, numeric mathematics, probability and statistics. Guys, you don't need to be a master in all the stuffs mathematics, but you must have some clear concept, you must have some the basic concept from the mathematics. Okay guys, so these you might wondering, I am starting, I am learning this M3 M4 mathematics, now where it has been, it will be used in the future. Okay, I also got the same question when I was learning the mathematics. It is why I am learning this mathematics, I don't think it will be useful for the in future. Guys, see, this is useful for the game development. Also, this is game mathematics is much important for the machine learning. So guys, for the becoming the client side developer, you must first of all you must start the basic fundamental of the math, like the linear algebra, calculus, discrete mathematics, engineering mathematics, numeric analysis, and probability and statistics. Guys, see, these all are the visualization comes under the analytic power and visualization power. And as we know, in probability and statistics, you have to visualize two coin toss. What will be the probability of getting tails and getting heads? See, this is the imaginary part. Okay. Meanwhile, you will get exact idea. If I toss the two coins, what will be the probability? Okay. If I throw the two set of dice, what will the probability? This is all things that comes under the probability. Okay. Because it will check your visualization power and it will check your analytics power. That's why I have kept this basics part, like as a game mathematics. After that, game physics. As we know, guys, the game physics along with the mathematics, physics is also important part, because without physics you cannot move forward. Okay, so first of all you must know about some classic mechanism. Okay, after that optics, after that some fluid mechanics. These all comes under the game physics part. Okay, like as we know, some gravity and all the stuff, these are comes under the game physics part. So along with the game mathematics, you must knowledge about the game physics part, like some classical mechanism. So classical mechanism, meanwhile the normal, we can say some gravity, some banking of road and such like stuff. Some basic stuff you don't need to master in the physics, just you must have some normal basics part of the along with the physics. So after once you got the some enough and basics part with the physics part and some games mathematics part, then you can move toward the games engine. Okay, so guys, game engine meanwhile, so before moving into game engine, you have to pick up one programming language. As we know, guys, before building any particular application, you must have some particular programming language. Okay, on the with the help of any single programming language, you can build a game, you can compile a game, you can deploy a game in particular environment. So this programming language is useful for this. For game development, you must know about the C++. Okay, guys, C++ is a, these are the some DNA of a programming language. These are, you can see might be Python is a king of any programming language, but C and C++ is the parent of programming language. Okay, if you want to learn and master in programming language, then you have to start learn from your C++. Okay, so guys, to become a game developer, client side game developer, you must know about the C++, assembly and C#. So these are the mandatory programming language for the game development, like a C++, assembly and C#. So, okay guys, don't worry, at the end of the session you will get all the reference material for the C++, assembly, C#, and all game physics, game mathematics, and all the stuff we will cover in this session, so that you will get the complete idea. How we can meanwhile you will get a complete idea to start your journey. So guys, these are the basic mandatory language like C++, assembly, and C#. After that, we have some as we know, this possibility. If you learn this language like HTML5, Python, Lua, so it will be plus point for you. Okay, it's not necessary, but if you but as we know, guys, in each and every company works on particular domain. Like if you take the two company, like as A game developer company and B game developer company, A might be they are working on C++ and another working on the company on the Python on Lua. So guys, you don't need to depend on the C++, assembly, C#. It will be beneficial for you if you learn these HTML, Python, Lua. So it will be plus point for you. It is not necessary, but if you want to high salary package, and reputable company. So it will be plus point for you if you learn this HTML5, Python and Lua. Okay, so this all comes under the programming language. So if you want to become a client side developer, so you must have knowledge about the C, C++, assembly, C Sharp, HTML5, Python and Lua. Okay, so these are optional, HTML5, Python and Lua, and these are mandatory, C, C++, assembly and C Sharp. After that, we must have knowledge about some game engine. Game engine, meanwhile, here you can simple word you can say as a IDE, integrated development environment, where you can write the code, when you can compile the code, when you can debug the code, when you can deploy the code in the production environment. This also comes under the game engine. Game engine is nothing like such like if you want to code in C, then you need some Turbo C. Okay, if you want to program in Java, then you need some JDK, Java Development Kit. Right, guys? So such like for development of client side development, you need some particular IDE. Where we can say as a game engine. For this we have different game engine like as Unity. These are the nothing but software. These are software where you can write your code, and where after writing code where you can get some proper graphical user interface environment. Okay, these are the popular game engine like as Unity. It is most demand. You might know if you have downloaded the game from the Play Store, at the first screen they showing Unity design developed from the Unity. Unity is much powerful. After that, Unreal, Godot, and Cocos 2DX. These are the popular game development platform. And these Game Maker, Construct, and the Game Salad. These are the you have to pick up any from Game Maker, Constructor, and Game Salad. It's not necessary to learn all of these three together. You can pick anyone. You can pick my personal recommendation. You can pick the Game Maker, and this is the mandatory Unity, Unreal, Godot, Cocos 2x, and after that CryEngine also there. Well, CryEngine is not popular, but if you are learning the CryEngine, then it will be plus point for you. So CryEngine is also beneficial for you. So guys, once you got the knowledge on the particular programming language like C, C++, assembly and C Sharp, then you can move toward the game engine where you will get a knowledge about the Unity, Unreal, Godot, Cocos 2s. So these all comes under the game engine. Okay, so now these are some basics part. Meanwhile, now you have set up your environment, you have set up your decks, you have set up you have mastered in programming language. Now we have to get deeper and deeper for the web development. Now we must have some API, meanwhile application program interface. Well, as we know, game is not just a combination of single component. It is combination of the art, it is combination of the art, character, sound, arts, light, dark. So now you have to connect all the things together. Okay, now this API. So API in the computer networking part and in programming development part. API meanwhile application programming interface. Meanwhile those things in simple word. Things which can be synchronized, two things can be synchronized, two things can be merged together. Like as we know, in simple example, as you know, example. Yes, okay. In case you want to look at temperature, you want to know the temperature for your current location, then you can see at your mobile screen you will get the idea of what is the current temperature of the mobile. And in case another person we can take the example, who is participant. Okay, now it is Anil who is having the Micromas mobile and who is living in Chennai. Now he wants to know the location of his current. He wants to know the temperature of his current location. So what he will do? He will check his mobile. He will turn on the Google, and he will check the current temperature. In case he got the 37 temperature from this current location from the Micromax mobile. After that, this in case this Mayuri who is also living in the same location, but she is using some Apple mobile. Now she also wants to know the location of temperature of her location. So also she will do the same thing. She will open the Google. Also she will type what is the current location, what is the temperature of my current location. So also Google will indicate the same temperature, like 37 temperature. See guys, now concentrate. This person is now living on the same area in Chennai, both are the using both having the same temperature 37 degrees Celsius, but both are using different platform. These Anil are using Micromax mobile and these Mayuri are using these Apple mobile. Now this is all because of API, application program interface, because these Micromax and these Apple company are not going out to put all the temperature sensor in the across the world, okay, because there are some centralized and one sensor planted across the world, okay, and these all sensor are the connected with the all the your telecom, we can say all the your mobile application mobile platform. This is all about the application program interface. Such like as temperature, we have different API, we have location API, we have push up API, we have some desktop oriented API. For each and everything we have particular API. So this is the, and this was all about the program development. For the games development, this is totally different. For games development, as we know, games is a combination of the art, it is combination of the lighting, it is combination of the sound, audio. So now you have to connect all the things together, you have to merge all the things up connect together. For this we need one bridge, okay. For this we have some DirectX, we have some after that we have some OpenGL, after that we have some GLSL, after that we have some Metal, we have some WebGL, after that SpillV. These are the API, those are able to connect the audio, those are able to connect the audio, video and all those things are together. This is all about because of graphics API, okay. This will helps to connect the audio and video together, because all the things are all the things whatever the components are included in the game, these things are the collaborative with each other properly, these things are mutually integrated with each other property. Unless and until they don't have the proper binding with each other, then we cannot move the further. So for this we have some DirectX, OpenGL, after that GSLR, Vulkan and SpillV. These are the API, nothing but API. For this you don't need to write the programming language, just these are the API, okay. These are the inbuilt API. Those are able to integrate all the things together. Now once you got the knowledge of the API, then you can move toward the computer theory. So the theory, meanwhile, here you don't need to knowledge of the practical skills, but you must have knowledge about some theoretical part, like some computer architecture. You must know how to computer, because these simple things, guys. Here games and all things can be installed on the mobile, can be installed on the particular laptop device. In case you are building the game for building the game for mobile application, for Android application, then you must know how the mobile architecture work. In case you are the building game for the laptop, for computer, then you must know how the computer architecture works. So depend upon your behavior, depend upon your requirements, you must know how the environment works, okay. So you must knowledge about the computer architecture, meanwhile how the microcontroller works, how the particular architecture works for particular platform. So you will learn all the things in the computer architecture. After that, operating things, guys, here concentrate. Now this operating system is categorized into two parts. First one is the open source, after that last one is a paid operating system. So paid operating system, as we know, we can say example as a Mac, which has been owned by Apple. After that, Microsoft operating system, so Windows operating system, which has been owned by Microsoft. So these are the paid operating system. After that, open source operating system. Now open source operating system, meanwhile, here you do not need to purchase any license. Here you do not need to spend any bucks on any cash to purchase any license. Here you can use your operating system free of cost. You can install from your from the web available on the web server. You can download from it. You can boot your PD or you can boot your disk drive. Then you can easily install in your system. So guys, this is the major difference between Windows open source and paid operating system. After that, also most of the kernel available on the web platform, so that you can edit your existing operating system and you can extend the feature for the further development. So these are concerned with the operating system. You must have knowledge about the Windows operating system, and being as a developer, don't use this Windows operating system. Well, I'm not sponsored from the Linux and the Fedora operating system, okay, because these are the open source operating system. They are not getting benefited from any from you. So personal recommendation, you in case guys you want to become some smart developer and some reputed developer, then don't use the Windows. See, I have the 4th laptop just for this official purpose. I am using Windows, and rest of the laptop like some for the Acer, Dell, and some Lenovo laptop. I am having some Kali Linux install. So guys, you can do the same things. You can install the Kali Linux. So day by day you will get idea how the terminal works, some penetration tools, and after that some reverse engineering mechanism. So you will get the complete idea for the stuffs. Don't use Windows. Move to open source. So after that, game theory you must knowledge, because as we know, game is a combination of the arts and musics and some other components. So you must knowledge about the graphics. As we know, guys, until you don't have visualization power, then you cannot move forward. So you will learn all the things in the graphics part. So system programming, as you know, guys, system programming is also enough for this. We have taken the assembly for this. See, assembly we have taken the programming language. So you must have knowledge about some assembly part. After that, artificial intelligence. Okay, guys, artificial intelligence is also useful, because artificial intelligence, in a simple word you can say, things which can be reduce the human efforts and which converts the human intelligence into machine intelligence. So here we can see the artificial intelligence. After that, database management, because as we know, database is the backbone of any application. Until you don't have knowledge of the database, because for building any application we need some particular storage. For this we have some database like some MongoDB, MySQL. We will learn into server part. After that, decision making. After that, once you got knowledge about some computer theory, then we can move the further, like as a game AI, game artificial intelligence. Because as we know, in game there could be movement part. So because as you know, game is categorized into 2 parts, multiple part. Like as it could be strategic game, it could be adventure game, it could be puzzle, or it could be this PUBG comes under the adventure part, and this carom, and this comes under the some strategic parts. So you must knowledge about the game artificial intelligence, like how movements works in the real time game development. After that, pathfinding is much efficient in case you have 2 terminal like as A and B, and in case there are multiple paths, there are 19 paths to travel the A and B, then you must have knowledge about the which path is useful for the finding the minimum path between A point and B path, so that we can get a less time period and less time complexity and space complexity in order to. After that, content creation meanwhile games development, real time game development, this all comes under the content creation. And after that, event management meanwhile, once if there is any particular action has been performed in your game, meanwhile this is the event. So you must knowledge about the event management. After that, these are not, guys, practical theoretical practical skill. These are the theoreticals. These are not comes under any programming part, but this is the game intelligence part. Okay, you must knowledge about all the stuffs. After that, execution management. Meanwhile, in case you have to perform the particular event, whether this event is successfully performed or not, these all comes under the execution management. After that, board games, as we know, some casino and some table tennis, these all comes under the board games. After that, learning, you have to keep learning for this tactical and strategic AI. Tactical meanwhile, the technique and strategy you are applying for the particular development of games. And strategic, these all comes under the tactical and strategic AI. So these are the game intelligence. You must have knowledge about the practical and theoretical part for the game development. After that, graphics theory. Okay, along with the game development, you must have knowledge about the graphics theory. Okay, such like we have some transform. Why transform is useful? Guys, just for checking, am I visible? Is it visible my screen?
Visible.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. So, guys, along with the games artificial intelligence, you must have knowledge about the graphics theory. So, graphics theory, as we know, in academic study, you have learned the graphics like some 2D effect, 3D effect, some front view part, back end part. So it's like in the games development, you have to learn all those things like some transformation, how the game looks from the front end part, back end part, from side view part, top part. So these all comes under the transform factors. After that, shading, as we know, because unless and until you don't have some proper shading and proper graphical user interface, then you cannot move forward. So you must know knowledge about the shading. Shading meanwhile the providing the graphical interface for your gradient, for your whatever component you have created. After that, you must know knowledge about the some visual appearance. Visual appearance meanwhile, in case you have created some tree, and in case you have created some any real time things in your company, so in games, so you these all come under the visual appearance. After that, texturing. Texture meanwhile some wall. After that, some tiles. These are come under texturing part. And area and environmental lighting. For this I don't need to tell you, because area and environmental lighting are the basics and mandatory part for the game development. After that, global illumination. Global illumination, it depends upon the nature of your games. All this. After that, image based effect. Okay, if in case you are building a game for the cricket, so in the and in case there are some two feature, like as in case player are playing for the in summer season, so there the image based effect will be different for the summer season. In case there is a rainy season in our game, then the image effect will be changed for the rainy season. So you must have knowledge about the both effects according to the game behavior. After that, non photorealistic rendering. So these are all comes under the graphics theory. So you will learn all the graphics theory, and don't worry guys, I will provide all the stuff where you will get the complete idea. After that, along with the polygonal technique. Polygonal technique meanwhile, in case you have taken the product, meanwhile taken any product like as a rectangle, polygon, all the things, so you must have visualized power how this product looks from the different view, different categories. This also comes with the polygonal technique. After that, curves and curve services. As we know, each and every things, like as it could be your brick, it could be your tree, it could be your any wall which has been built from particular component. So you must have knowledge about some curve and curve surfaces. After that, we have some acceleration algorithm. Acceleration algorithm meanwhile, your game must have some proper performance, proper rendering for this. After that, pipeline optimization. In case if there are the multiple processes executing in your game, so game should be executed according to priority. Okay, according to priority for your game development. After that, we have some intersection test method. After that, collision detection. Collision detection meanwhile, if there is a simultaneously two processes are mutually connected with each other, so this there should be not problem of the deadlock. There should be not problem of the any there should be not impact on your game. For this, we must knowledge about the collision detection, so that any single procedure it must be run at the same time. There should not be any multiple processes or multiple things are not running at the same time, so that it will be avoid the problem of deadlock. So guys, these are the some basics part. These are some client side development. So guys, if you want to become some so after once you got this skill, then you can build your game development. So these are the from starting to professional skill for the client side game developer. So guys, if you have any question here for the client side development, you can drop a text in the chat box. Guys, if you have a question, then you can drop a text. Yeah, sure, testing will be worse after deployment the product. Okay, once you got the complete product, then testing will be used. Okay, but before that you have to build a product. Once you build a product, then you can move toward the testing part. We will cover this testing part after the server side development. Got it, Shivaraman? Oh, thanks. Guys, again, any question? Mayuri, Rohit, Vartak, Hena. Any question? Okay, thanks, Vartik. Okay, let's move toward the, I think there is no question. Let's move toward the server side development. Tester, yeah, sure. Testing part is also necessary, not necessary, but it is useful, beneficial for the, if developers know the testing part, because while developing the product, if they already have the testing knowledge about how to test the product, so they will get a complete view. So it will be not create some disturbance for the tester to test to find the bugs and vulnerability. If you already developer have the knowledge about the testing, so testing is also useful for while the game development. Here in any guys, in any development, not for game development, in any sector, for front end developer or back end developer and database developer, you cannot keep as a binary part, like I have started the learning the C++, now I don't need to learn the Java, learn the some basic fundamentals, so it will be useful in your future, because we can't imagine the what will be the scope for the C++ in future and what will be the scope for the Java in future. It depends upon the nature, depends upon the requirements of the client. Okay, guys, is it visible my screen, guys? Anyone? Server part?
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah, thanks. So guys, such like server client development, they are having particular skill and particular roles and responsibility and particular skill set. Just like for the server side VM development, these are the both they are having the different skill. Guys, for both are the different things, like as client side development and server side development. You can build a career in the both standalone part. You can become a client side developer, or you can become the server side developer. Client side development, meanwhile, though who is visible to user. Okay, these are the comes under the client side development part. If you want to become the both client side and server side developer, then you will get some high salary package, but you must have to struggle to learn all these things. You have to dedicate on you. Okay, guys, for the server part, meanwhile backend part, meanwhile the things which is not visible to user. First of all, you must have knowledge about the basic part. As we know, first of all, protocols. As we know, we have taken the TCP and UDP protocol. As we know, these are the networking protocols. And protocol, as we know, protocol is a rules and regulation that governs for data transmission. As we know, in data, now don't think, guys, this is the for in case we are building for the PUBG game, don't think for this person who is finding the enemy, who is killing the enemy, because these all things are comes under the client's part. Now, what are the actions not running behind the game? Okay, these all come under the server part, because game is a communicative. Because at the time, I think in PUBG 100 people can be play. Then these all 100 people, I don't think, because I don't play PUBG. We can say an example. In PUBG, if there are 100 people are playing at the same time, okay, because and these 100 people are they can communicate with each other at the same time. This is all because of server. Because these games, it has you have to deploy the game on the particular host and the particular cloud. For this, we have some particular server side development after and for the any kind of communication, we need some particular protocol. Like guys, as you know, in the webinar I am speaking in English. Now you are hearing in English. In case and if you go, both guys are familiar with the English, if you are familiar with the vocabulary and proper the grammar, then meanwhile the both guys can both you and me can understand each other very well. Such like in case the both front end part and back end part is having the both proper communication and both proper protocol, they can easily communicate with each other. For this, we have some standard protocol like some TCP protocol and UDP protocol. TCP protocol meanwhile transmission control protocol. Okay, for this we have some operations like some operation. Meanwhile, here you can see where is annotation here. Just a second, guys. I am indicating the red point. highlighter. Okay, leave this. Okay guys, so TCP and UDP protocol plays important role in the server side development. For this you must know about the some protocol, and this TCP has categorized into operation 1 and operation 2 mechanism. Okay, operation 1 meanwhile here connection establishment and connection termination. Connection establishment and connection termination meanwhile, in case you are building the PUBG game, first of all you have to connect with your internet. Okay, and as we know how before I am telling a simple example. In case if you want to connect with your PUBG, if you want to play with the PUBG, first of all you must have connect with your internet. And how and after before connecting the internet, you must have some proper inbuilt modem. In case you are using some Jio, and in case you are using this Idea, so these are the some ISP, internet service provider. And before starting the internet device, in case you are using laptop, in case you are mobile, you must have some NIC card, meanwhile network interface card, which is the physical we can say some network devices for your establishing the connection. Okay, so once you have the in your system, once you have the network interface card, they are having some particular MAC address. MAC address is a physical address. Okay, in case in interview if they ask how internet works, here you can tell them. So before establishing the internet, you first of all your device must have some NIC card, meanwhile network interface card. And network interface card, they are having some physical address which is known as the MAC address, media access control address, meanwhile MAC address. And MAC address having the some particular hexadecimal number, and this MAC address can be changed physically. And now once you device having the MAC address, they will generate an IP address. IP address meanwhile internet protocol address, and which is the such like each and every bike having the unique identification number, so that we can easily identify bike. This bike is owned by Anil, this bike is owned by Rohit. Such like each and every system having the particular IP address, so that the intelligence agency like as RAW, if you did any criminal things, they can track your exact location from your IP address and latitude and longitude. So such like this IP address and this IP address is not generated from your OSP, ISP, internet service provider, and because OSP they don't have own IP address, they takes the IP address from IANA. IANA means Internet Assigned Network Authority, who is based on the California, USA. These are the non-profit organization who provide the IP address to the ISP, internet service provider. Okay, internet service provider. And on the basis of their IP address, here we will get some particular IP address. Like as currently we are using IPv4, Internet Protocol version 4, which is the decimal format, having the four decimal octet. Okay, and guys, yes, 4 decimal format, like as 192, 168, 192, and it has some 4 class A, B, C, D, E, and these MAC address is having the 8 octet, okay, which is having 32 bit, is single 32 bit active. And once you got the IP address, meanwhile your system can able to communicate with the transmission control protocol and user data link protocol. First we will look into transmission control protocol. So guys, transmission control protocol is able to perform some operation 1s and operation 2s on 2. Operation 1s include your data transfer. First of all, connection establishment. As we know, before starting the PUBG game, first of all you must have knowledge about the first of all you have to connect with internet, meanwhile connection establishment. Now once your game is finished, once you are done your playing the game, then you have to exit from your game. So this comes under the termination part. After that, resource uses. Resource user, meanwhile the things can be used again and again. This comes under the resource uses. After that, data transfer. As we know, data transfer meanwhile here in case this 2 person is playing the game, or 2 or more person is playing a game, like this Shiva Varam, Prajwal and Rohit is playing game. These 3 person are playing the game, and meanwhile they people need to communicate with each other. For this we have some data transfer. Meanwhile while playing the game, they can able to communicate with each other by using sending a message, all the stuff. These are the data transfer. After that, error detection. In case while communicating each other, while sending a message to each other, if you got any some error connection problem, then here also error detection principle also there. After that, congestion control. Congestion control, meanwhile, there are the multiple services should not be communicating with each other because it will create a congestion. So these are some of the congestion part. After that, flow control. Flow control, meanwhile, in your so there should not be any lagging in your game. If there is a stable internet, if you are having the stable internet, if you are having some proper flow of internet, so there should be not any lagging in while playing the game. For this, we have some flow control. So it will maintain the proper flow of game and without lagging. So you can easily play the game. So these all comes out of the flow control. After that, we have some reliable transmission, so that you can able to reliability. Meanwhile, here you will not get any trouble while playing the game, all the stuff. So these are some of the operation 1 part. And operation 2 parts, here maximum segment size. Once you got the maximum proper you have the random access memory, because while playing the game you must have some proper the pre-allocated RAM in your for the primary storage. For this, we have some maximum segment size. After that, window scaling is also there. After the timestamp, as we know, for every game you must have some particular time span. Meanwhile, you have to play the game within a 30 minute and 30 or 1 hour. For this, timestamp is also given. After that, selective acknowledgement. Selective acknowledgement, meanwhile, before starting a game, you must have to send some particular acknowledgement to check whether our opposite person is whether alive or not, he is able to play the game or not. These are acknowledgement. Acknowledgement means just checking whether our opposite guy or opposite person is able to connect each other or not. After that, out of band of data. In case another person is out of resources, then they will also operation 2 for here. Operation 2 will be useful. After that, checksum. Checksum, it is also useful for the error detection. If you got any error for the while playing the game, so checksum is useful. So these are some of the TCP part. After that, UDP part. UDP means user data link protocol, which is act oppositely as a BCP. Here as we know, packet structure, because transmission of data is originated from your packet by first bits, byte, packets. After that, kilobytes, megabytes. After that, first bits. After that, bytes. After that, packet. After that, KB, kilobytes, megabytes. After that, MB, gigabytes, tegabytes, petabytes. After that, yottabyte, jottabyte, such like bytes are given, XYZ bytes are given. And so you must have knowledge about some packet structure. After that, checksum is useful for the error detection. After that, congestion control, as we have seen, congestion, multiple processes should not be communicating with each other. After that, we have some datagram. Datagram, meanwhile, data should be transmitted from the particular destination. And reliability, the game should be running on the smooth environment. There should be not any lagging. These both of the having the different different tasks, like some packet structure, checksum, congestion control. These are some under the TCP UDP part. Now, after that, in TCP we have some vulnerability. Vulnerability, meanwhile, weakness of information infrastructure. Okay, as we know, in cyber attack is going. Also, my primary domain is ethical hacking and cyber. Also along with the full stack development and along with this developer, I am also penetration tester and ethical hacker. Now I am working for Ford as a cyber security expert. So vulnerability, as we know, weakness of information infrastructure. For this, we have some denial of service attack. And guys, denial of service attack, DOS attack is a king of any attack. In DOS attack, if you got the single IP address of NASA, then you can hack the whole NASA. Okay, don't do it. I'm just telling the fact. So DOS attack is originated from the IP address, and because game is deploying, this game server is deploying on the particular host, and their cloud having the particular IP address. So their and this cloud should be protected. For this, we have denial of service attack protection. After that, connection hijacking. There should be not be any connection problem while playing the game. So we also have you have to manage the congestion hijacking, because all things are these veto, congestion hijacking, and denial of service attacking. These are the originated from your networking part, because we are handling the server part. Meanwhile, the real-time communication part. So these are comes under the vulnerability. So it will be better if you minimize the vulnerability. After that we have TCP and UDP. Here we have to compare between TCP and UDP part. Meanwhile, while development of game, you have to compare your game your both perspective, like as a TCP part and UDP part, like as a game is reliable or not. Okay, it will create a problem or not. After that, order or not. After that, heavy weight or light weight, because game should be light weighted. Okay, because it can be installed on the any devices. After that, packet or datagram. So both are useful, but packet is useful rather than data. After that, streaming or broadcast. So both are the useful, but depend upon the nature of the game. You can deploy the game. So before starting server side development, you have to compare all the things are together. After that, we have to look into IP part. IP, as we know, guys, IP is a internet protocol. It has been categorized into IPv4 part and IPv6 part. Currently, we are using IPv4. IPv4 meanwhile internet protocol version 4, which is having the 5 classes: class A, class B, class C, class D, class E. Okay, and IPv6 and internet protocol version 4 we are currently using, and which is available in decimal format. After that, IPv4 meanwhile internet protocol version 6, which is having some currently we are not using internet protocol version 6 because internet protocol version 4 is sufficient for us, and it is IPv6 is reserved for future purposes. So you must have knowledge about IPv4. After that, you must have knowledge about some IP security, transport level security. Okay, guys, because in game you have to communicate with each other with the player. So you must have knowledge about the transport level security. Okay, because in case two person are the communicating with each other, in case two girls are playing the game and they are communicating each other, as we know, girls communication are very confidential than the raw and the FBI and data. So their communication should be protected, and communication should not be altered from the original person. In case another Shravani is sending hi to Mayuri, and in case Mayuri got the hello message from the Mayuri, but she hasn't sent hello message from the Shravani but she sent a hi message, but this Mayuri received the hello message. See, this communication has been altered. So the communication should be protected for the both end. For this, we have some transport level security. After that, internet protocol should be reliable. After that, it must have capability to perform the particular function. After that, there are some particular function of IP, like some datagram construction, because as we know, while building the wall, bricks play important role. Such like for building the communication, datagram important role. After the IP addressing meanwhile, in case 100 players are playing each other, and 100 people are communicating with each other with the help of the address, because while establishing communication, so there will be the virtual IP address provided by the game server in order to communicate with each other. And routing is useful for the sending the data on the particular destination and particular source. In case two players are playing the game, like as in case two person like as some Vartak and Rohit are playing the game, so they will get some particular IP address from the game server, or we can say the particular address from the game server, and they will get the particular routing. Meanwhile, in case Rohit sending the message to him, so only he will receive the message because of routing and IP addressing. And after that, we have some transaction. For this, we have some ARP meanwhile address resolution protocol. After that, we have some DNS, domain name server. After that, we have DHCP, domain host control protocol. These are nothing but these are the protocol who follow the rules and regulation for the communication purpose. After that, such like for front-end development part, we have some programming language. Such like in the backend part, you must have some knowledge about some same programming language. Like we have must knowledge about some Java and JavaScript, because these are the better. Because these are the all things are here. All programming languages are the server-side languages. Here they need some particular server for running the language. Like as we have some JavaScript, TypeScript, Java, C#. After that, C++, Python. After that, Erlang. So guys, it will be useful. So think guys, C++. After assembly, this also comes under the Python. This client side part. So guys, this client side part and server side part might be different, but here most of the things are the same in between client side and server side development. So it will be useful if you learn all these things. So it will be very useful for the deep dive into both domain. So because most of the things are similar here, like some Java, JavaScript, C++, Python, and assembly. Most of the things are new here. So yeah, you can deep dive into some client side part and server side part. After that, you must know about some socket programming. So socket programming, meanwhile, as we know, while playing the game, the two players should be communicating with each other. Here, communication may be your communication. It could be medium could be your message chat. Here, as you know, now I am delivering the webinar to you. Now here, at same time, we can communicate with each other with the chat section. This is all about the socket programming. Socket programming, meanwhile, here at the same time we can send a message, we can receive the message. This all just because of socket programming. For this we have some byte manipulation, address conversion. For this we can send a message from the both end. After that we have some API, application programming socket. API categorized into two types. For we have Windows socket, in case I am using the Windows operating system, and in case you are Linux operating system, and both operating system they are having some different platform dependency. Meanwhile, here for the Windows operating system, here I have to install .exe file, .executable file. In case you are using Android, then you need some APK file, Android package kit. In case you are using the Linux part, then you need some Debian file, Debian .deb. So such like, and these things are communicating with each other. In case here I am delivering the session from the Windows platform, and in case you are hearing the session from the Android platform. So these Windows and this Android platform should be communicating with each other. So there should not be any disturbance while communicating each other. This is because of API. Meanwhile, here we can say Windows socket and Berkeley distribution socket are can be communicating with each other. After that, socket programming can have function. First of all, socket meanwhile connection establishment. After that, listening. Meanwhile, we are ready to listen our port, ready to listen our IP address. After that, accept. If in case I have sent a request to you, then your system must be accept. After that, read, send, write, connect, close, shut down. Yeah, these are just a request for sending and receiving the message. Read meanwhile, whatever I have sent the message to you, and you can easily read. Write meanwhile, in case you have any question, you can drop a text. After that, connect. Before establishing connection, we must have internet connectivity. For this, we have connect mechanism. After that, close. Meanwhile, once you this webinar will be finished, we can end our session with the help of the close. After that, shut down. Meanwhile, total game after termination of game, we can shut down a game. So these are the function of the games socket programming, real time socket programming. After that, here we can see the multi-threading. Meanwhile, the function which there is a multiple function who can execute it at a simultaneously, because in games, as you know, there is a multiple. You can pick up gun, you can shoot the enemy, you can reload the gun. Multiple things are there. There will be multiple things can be performed simultaneously at the same time. So the game should be able to handle all the things together. For this, we have some local thread, local storage like as a Windows and this P thread and language specific thread. After that, we have some synchronization like as a spine lock, barrier, and mutex. So and semaphore. So guys, these four fundamental like as a barrier, mutex, and semaphore, these are helpful to avoid the deadlock. If two things are communicating, if two things are the going in the game, so there should be not be impact on your game. For this, we have some barrier and mutex, spine lock, and semaphores. After that, we have some condition variable and future promises, such like we have some core routing, channel, and language specific. So these are helpful to avoid the deadlock. After that, we have some multi-thread, as we have seen, fiber and sharding. So and these are just the theoretical concept, threading concept. Okay. After that, we have some serialization, like as in serialization. Meanwhile, the mechanism who can connect your server part to front end part. For this, we have some JSON. So serialization is useful to connect your front end part to back end part. For this, we have some extended markup language, XML, JSON, JavaScript object notation, YAML. So these are helpful. YAML. So these are XML and JSON is enough for you. Don't move towards the YAML. So it will be confusion. It will create confusion for you. So it will be useful to if you deep dive into serialization. After that we have some finite state machine. As we know guys, finite state comes from the automata function, behavior tree. So this is the comes under the part. After that, as we know, so for the front end backend development part, database is the king. So first of all you must know about the RDBMS structure. RDBMS is a relational database management. It is a combination of row and column. Okay, and it database can be built from the here you can build a database from the query. First of all you must know about some MS SQL server. After that, here MS SQL also MariaDB also there. Here database can be categorized into two parts: relational database and document database. Document database in company here they will be asked non-relational database like as some MongoDB. So it will be useful for you if you learn the both database like as a MySQL and MongoDB. But for the game developer, you must know about some MySQL and MariaDB. After that, SQLite. After that, we have some PostgreSQL. So these are comes under the relational database. After that, we have some SQL database like as some document database and key value database like as some MongoDB. After that, Couchbase. After that, Memcache and Redis. So these all things comes under the NoSQL databases. After that, so because those things are useful for you if you learn the all database. And my personal recommendation, from the RDBMS database you can learn the MySQL, and from NoSQL database you can learn the MongoDB. It will be useful for you, MongoDB, and it takes the 1 week to master in one MongoDB if you spend 2 hours daily. So this comes under the database. After that, we have some cloud part, programming technique. Programming technique, as we know, we have discussed in first part like a design pattern, test and development, dependency injection, dump analysis, functional programming. So these are the programming techniques, such like some agile and software development language. So these are the some development statics for develop your game, strategic manager. After that we have some container. Container meanwhile, those are able to extend your feature like as a Windows container, Docker, who having some Kubernetes and Mesos. If you want to deploy a game on the particular remote location, for this we have container. And guys, after that, now we have to deploy on the game on the particular location. In case there are different kinds of cloud like as some AWS, after that some DigitalOcean, AWS owned by Amazon Web Services. Our next session will be all about the Amazon Web Services, because it is a emerging domain. It will be useful for you if you have if you deep dive into the AWS. We will schedule another session for the AWS. So guys, your game can be deployed on the Google Cloud platform like a GCP or AWS or DigitalOcean. For this we need a cloud, or it could be serverless cloud. So cloud knowledge is also important. After that, you must know about the AI. AI meanwhile artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is also useful because if you can't imagine the game, then you cannot build the game. So artificial intelligence also useful like as TensorFlow, and Cloud ML is also given like as Amazon and Azure. These are the cloud platform like as a cloud Amazon, a web service owned by the Amazon, and Azure owned by the Microsoft. So these are the AI techniques for the game building. So guys, these are the server part. Is there any question for the server side development? Anyone guys, any question? Anil, Mayuri, Rohit, any question guys for the server side development? Shivaram, Vartak. Okay, Hina, Harinath, any question? Okay, shall we move forward for the testing part? Okay. So now guys, once you done the front end part and once you done the testing part, the front end part, now you have to move toward the testing part. Testing meanwhile, as we know guys, testing meanwhile, here these rest of the things are similar. No need to just we are moving toward the, because we have seen the client side development, because we have seen all the things. Okay, now see guys, now testing could be on the different platform. As we know, testing, it is also useful for the test your vulnerability test. If you got a project from a particular client, so testing will validate all the requirement whatever they stated by customer. So testing could be on the different platform like as some mobile platform like as a smartphone for handholds, like as some PC, or PlayStation or Xbox or any old console, or any gameplay like some platformer shooter. So these are the gameplay. See guys, we have discussed this. So gameplay could be your racing game, it could be adventure game, it could be fighting game, sport game, simulation game, music game, strategy game, RPG game, shooter, platformer. Now this PUBG comes under the adventure game. Okay, car racing comes under the racing game. PUBG now comes under the fighting game. Fighting game, meanwhile this WWE, these things on the fighting game. Adventure game, meanwhile this comes under the PUBG. So here there are some different platforms for like you can build a game for PC, you can build a game for mobile, you can build a game for PlayStation, Xbox as well as old console, for and rest of the things for themes. Like I see, we have seen the game AI, graphics theory, game engine, and for the tester, game tester, they must just along with the game and this stuff, they must know about the testing. Testing, first of all, requirement analysis. Okay, these are the some 6 phases for the testing. Okay, so requirement analysis. Meanwhile, in case this Anil is a customer and this Rohit is a developer. So what first of all what Rohit will do? Rohit will gather all the requirement from the customer. What he actually wants to develop for his game. So he will gather all the requirement from the customer or any developer. Okay, or finding any customer representative. If all the things are satisfying, if all the things are included in the game, meanwhile the requirement has been done. If any things are missing from the customer perspective, meanwhile this is the bugs, this is the gaps. Here we can see the OAC, operational comment. So we can say this is also considered the requirement analysis. Okay, after that in simple word, requirement analysis meanwhile the gap between actual implementation and the original requirement, the gap between actual implementation and original requirement from the customer. Okay, and actual requirement and the development from the developer perspective and requirement from the customer perspective. If there is any gap, okay, if there is not in respect fulfill in this games, okay, in case he wants the racing game, and if there is some particular component is missing in the game, if there is no tree in the game or no any specific proper roadways and proper things are the game, meanwhile these things is missing, and this comes to the requirements. After that, test planning. For starting the testing phase, you have to plan the test. For this we have unit testing. Unit testing is useful for the testing each and every things. Okay, as you know, games is the combination of the arts. After that we have combination of the music, audio, all the stuff. So what a tester will do? Tester will check all of the things together. He will check your whatever you have built in a game. He will check all the things together. Unit testing. Functional testing, meanwhile, the things which can be able to perform particular action. If there is a gun, so what gun will do? Gun will fire and shoot the enemy. So he will check the gun. Whether he is able to perform this trigger the fire, is able to reload the gun. All the things who is having some proper the functionality, he will check through the functional testing. After that, compatibility testing. In case you have built the game for the PDA, in case you have given the game build the game for handhelds and smart mode or PlayStation, he will check the compatibility, whether he is having the proper platform or not, is properly compatible or not. After that, regression testing is also useful to testing your game from the top to bottom approach. So these are and other testing is also there, like some beta testing, localized testing also there. Okay, don't worry, I will provide a testing reference for your so guys, so these are the testing basics. So developer, in case you are a developer and server side developer and the client side developer, then you can test your product, and you can, along with the client server side development and client side development, you can also become a game side tester. So guys, so these are the game tester skill. You must know knowledge about all the stuffs. Okay, and you must know knowledge about all the testing mechanism. So guys, this was all about the testing part. So let's move to game development. So guys, we have seen the game has been divided into 2 parts, like client side development and server side development. So these all things are comes under the technical part. After that, along with, as we have seen, along with the technical skill, okay, you must know knowledge about the soft skill. So we have seen we will look in the soft skill. So guys, once you become the game developer, now you will, and in case you got a you got a job and you have place in the company, now you have to deliver you have to deal with all the employee, all with the different platform, with all the people. For this you must have soft skill, and for this you must have the goal oriented. Goal oriented meanwhile in company, we can say in case you have been hired by the Unity, as we know, Unity is a software as well as some company. In case you have been hired from the Unity company, so they will assign you one project. So you have to work on the particular project. So you must have goal oriented. After that, time management. Now you have to deliver a project within a particular deadline. As we know, each and every project having proper deadline. So you must have knowledge about the proper deadline. So how to deliver project within less time period. After that, communication. As we have seen earlier, people are coming from different location, different color, different culture, different location, different languages. So you must have knowledge about how to communicate with all the people who is coming from different culture. After that, you must have some creativity. Sometimes you might get some trouble. You might get some trouble situation for the career. So you must knowledge about creativity, how you can improve your how you can use your creativity tactics to deal with your some problems and tactiles. After that, problem solving. In case you got some hard situation in your while development of game, so you must have knowledge about some problem solving principle. So it will be helpful to you to minimize some tactiles. After that, teamwork. As we know, in any company you have to work in particular team. So, and people coming from different region and different culture, you have to communicate with each other from proper manner. So you must have knowledge about the teamwork, and once you got the high experience and 10 to 15 experience, you might get to some manager part. So you have to handle all the team. So for this you must have teamwork. After that, confidence. Until and unless you don't have confidence on you, you cannot become a game developer. After that, along with the soft skill, you must have some resume writing skill, and after that, objective. And in case you are the game developer, your resume must have some proper objective. After that, academic information. Here you don't need to put all the things, just add your academic college name, percentage, and university name, and what you have course pursued. Like as you have done the bachelor in computer science and bachelor in information technology. Sorry, you can add this information. After that, technical skill and soft skill. For game development part, you can add a programming skill, and so on. And soft skill, you can add this all this part like as teamwork, and after this, and technical skill, you can categorize in these things like as some client side development, server side development, testing, and along with the client side development, it will be programming part, it will be API part. After that, project and experience. Guys, if you are coming from the fresher background, if you have just now pass out, then add your academic project. And in case you are coming from the if you got any experience in a particular industry, then you can add your experience in your resume. After that, achievement, awards and achievement. And guys, don't add your things here like as I have donated 2 liter blood there, and I have donated 1 kidney there and 1 kidney here. In case you have sold all the 2 kidneys there, no will. And in case and you don't have knowledge about all the technical skill, and if you still donated the kidney here and there, then you will not get a place company. Don't add these things. Just add the things here if you got the real achievements in your career, like some first award and second award. After that, contact information. There should be at least two contact number, and 1 particular GitHub code. After that, your email ID, LinkedIn ID. Don't add your Snapchat, Facebook, and Instagram ID. So these are the resume writing tips. And guys, here I am telling you some strategy. And here one ATS concept is given. ATS concept is here. Application tracker system. As you know, guys, in any industry, HR department is having, and HR department is a small people of department. In case there is a simple opening for the game developer, so there will be some thousands and billions of resume in the multinational company. So now it is not impossible for the HR department to handle each and every resume and to handle each and every resume. For this, they are using application tracker system. Okay. In case they are using some Java MySQL developer, what they will do? They will keep a MySQL keyword in your application tracker system. As we know, MySQL having some M capital, Y small, SQL capital. Now, in case you are mastering MySQL And if you kept your MySQL as a total uppercase letter, your in case their ATS having M capital, Y small, and SQL capital, your resume will be not shortlisted, because whatever your type in the resume, it must have some proper format, such like iOS meanwhile I small, OS capital, and HTML meanwhile HTML whole capital, Java meanwhile J capital, rest of the word small. Okay, MongoDB meanwhile M capital, DB small. So there are some particular standard for writing the skill. If you have a particular skill, then you must knowledge about the what are some standards for writing the stuffs. So just because of ATS, you will not if you didn't mention all the standard stuffs for the technical skill, then you will not get the stuffs. After that, so these are considered the services part, and here updates part. Here we have 4 sites. Here job.cybertech.in, here you will get all the job updates. After that, advisor.cybertech.in, here you will get all the interview questions, all the recruitment process, all the resume type and tips, all the career advices. After that, cybertech.in, here you will get all the technical news updates, all the hardware and software news updates, all the gadget updates of the all the Linux and security updates. After that, lifestyle.cybertech.in, here this is not non-technical part. Meanwhile, here you will get all the relation tips, all the health and fitness tips, men's and women tips, and grooming tips. So these are the all about the game development. If you have any question, guys, then feel free to drop a text.